I deserve a different caliber of woman. You also said I don't knock that type of woman, while yet you still knock her. And this is the woman.
And one thing that that brothers will do, they'll say certain things like that, like and if you feel like that, if you feel you deserve a higher type of caliber of woman, then you deserve a higher type of caliber of woman. But also too, you can't be laying with said caliber of woman. If you deserve better, then you know better, right? So how do you, that speaks on how you truly feel about her. You know, and once again, a lot of times dudes would just say this, you know, to kind of save face or kind of make themselves feel a little bit better about themselves, because a lot of times when men get into relationships, it's a decision that they make. You know, it's not based off of their emotions every day, you know. So even though he may feel he deserves a higher caliber of woman, he's still dealing with said caliber woman because he decided to, you know, stay with a woman, or he decided to be in relation with a woman.
That's next to you. You get emotional right now? Here you go. Right? Here you go. This is a woman that I know you keep saying that she stuck herself to you, but you're choosing to be in this relationship as well. You're choosing, and I believe a part of you is choosing to be this because you know in your core that this is a woman that's sticking by your side. She's going to support you. She's going to take care of you. You know that she's going to do all the things you need and to be a provider for you. And yet, for some reason, you are breaking her down, even though you met her in this environment. And you
Well, in relation, just to add on to what he was saying in terms of him breaking her down, a lot of the times, you know, and once again, and not to keep harping on this, but this is how I can tell the man was a Pete back in the day. A lot of the times, once again, women have extremely low self esteem. A lot of women do have extremely low self esteem. So, you know, that's one dynamic that there is to it. Where a lot of the times, you know, you beat the woman down to break her up, but also too, her vulnerable spots, you know, her weak points, so you can hold that against her for the most part. And once again, this is just it's an old game that doesn't really get anywhere, you know, and these guys are way too old to be playing games like that in the first place. So
had the choice to say, you know what? I'm not going to date you. So why stay in something and beat her down? Why not just leave if this is not the caliber of woman for you?
and that's a good question. And a lot of the times it has to do with control. A lot of dudes know that they, you know, if you feel like you deserve better, and a lot of dudes do feel like they deserve better because a lot of dudes are, you know, raising kids that aren't theirs. You know, getting with a woman who says that they're not going to have any more kids, or because she already gave all of her good years to another man or to the wrong type of man. Men do feel like this, but also too, it's the only, you know, kind of control that they feel like that they can have. You know, not talking about them in particular, but even with this situation in particular, the man, once again, he has to beat her down because it asserts control and dominion for the most part. You know, if he really had it the way he does, you know, if he was really pimping, like, you know, and still had pull the way he used to be, then, you know, he wouldn't be dealing with said woman anymore. So life is about options.
Why not leave her? Why not leave her? And don't give me that excuse again. She not going nowhere.
No. Seriously, now I done fell for the woman. I love this woman.
But you're talking about her in a negative way. You
I
say
know,
things
'cause
like caliber.
I know.
She deserves an apology for that.
I'm so sorry. Wait, hold up. Seriously, I'm so sorry for all the wrong I've done to you, all the bad.
And look, real quick, I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm not gonna let him finish. I'm gonna get this all addressed real quick because I'm gonna go back again. But I want to catch this right here.
I'm so sorry for all the wrong.
Now, what he's doing right here in terms of standing up is he's not allowing the woman to view them on an equal playing field. So once again, this is how you can tell that the man that the man was a pimp. He stood up over the woman to once again to assert dominance. You know, because once again, as a man, your backbone is the most high, and you are supposed to be ahead of the woman because you are the one who is supposed to, you know. You're the one who's supposed to be the head because you're the one who's supposed to give orders since you're taking direction from the Most High spiritually, right? So you're supposed to have the best outlook for the woman, right? And once again, this just what it represents right here in terms of this still frame right here, what it represents. I'm probably going to use this as the still frame, but once again, what this represents is dominion and control and power. You know, if he's the head of the relationship, then it goes through him. He's wrong, he stands up and apologizes for it. It also shows respect too as well. Not only just to get to the get to the pimping aspect, it also shows that he is sincere about his apology. You know, and even oftentimes as a man, when you are vulnerable, which apologizing is, you are vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable state when you're apologizing, especially to the woman. Right? So oftentimes when you're being vulnerable to the woman, you have to make sure that you're firm, and she must look up to you, because she does look up to you. She looks to you for guidance and direction.
I've done to you, all the bad and negative things that I said to you. You know I love you. I can be a better man to you, and I will moving forward. And I'm sorry.
I appreciate.
And that was a great apology, because not only did he say he can do better, he will. You know, and it's good to see. It's good to see couples working through their issues and things of this nature. But once again, these niggas is too old for this shit. I don't care what they talking about. Once again, it's good that they got help, but these two niggas right here in particular are way too old for this shit.
You taking that. I appreciate you standing up. I appreciate you saying those things to her. What we've seen in her phone is she's not cheating.
Right.
And I pray that is the truth, because what I'm trying to help y'all do is get to a place where y'all can actually start building. That's what you said you want.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that.
And one thing real quick, a lot of people talk about building in relationships. You're not supposed to get into a relationship to start building. That's why you're supposed to have your shit together. The woman is supposed to add onto what you already have, onto where you already are, onto your path that you've already built. You may not be there yet, but once again, that's the blessing of the Most High, to send you a woman while you're on your way to help make your path easier, so you can accomplish bigger and better things. So this dynamic of because you hear you hear on social media a lot, women talking about I want to get into a relationship to build. I want to build with my man. A lot of the times that's unrealistic, and a lot of times women do have this build a bear workshop mentality, where they will start to deal with certain type of low level Negroes, or low level men in particular, right? So they can assert and they can have some type of dominance, but they can try to build him up, so that way they can feel like they got him in line. They the ones who got his shit together and things of this nature, and it's unrealistic, man. Which is why oftentimes women go after jailbirds. But let's get back to it.
She's also just a human being that at some point it's going to be tiring of someone telling me
Right.
I'm not enough, I'm not of caliber.
Right.
Because what you're doing is you're keeping her self-esteem low so that she won't want to leave.
Exactly. That's how you know he's still using certain traits of pimping. He's doing low level pimping right now. Very, very low level pimping as of right now.
Because if her self-esteem was high enough, she would understand, like, hey, maybe there's somebody else that could be out there. Which brings me to you. It completely breaks my heart that you are in a space in your life where you do not realize that starting over is not a bad thing, that you don't realize that happiness doesn't have to come with all of this. And I'm not encouraging y'all to break up or anything like that. What I want you to do is, have you ever had seen any relationships that ever been healthy?
And exactly what he's getting at. I see exactly what he's doing. What he's doing is setting her up to be able to look at things from rather a microcosmic perspective. Look at things rather than looking at things from a macro perspective, a macrocosmic perspective. View things from a microcosmic perspective. Have you ever seen any positive relationships or anything, any outside sources that are positive? And look at the small things. Pay attention to the small things. That way you can look forward to making small chances, because the one thing I always talk about is being better 1% every day, taking a step every single day. And that's pretty much what he's getting at here. So,
Not really growing up.
None. Yeah. I know a woman right now. She is 47 years old. She was in a relationship where she never saw anything modeled that was healthy. She got out of that relationship a year and a half ago, and she is now been doing the work, doing great, and she finally got in a relationship with a man who was treating her like a queen. And she just called me and said, I thought I couldn't start over. I thought it's better to deal with what is crappy in front of me instead of going and get something better.
Right.
Can you see your future being happy? No.
I can look at it on her face. You know, when she starts to look up, she's trying to imagine because she's probably already thought about this already. But she knows the answer to this question already, and it's most likely no because she's already attached herself to him, which is what a woman is supposed to do. You know, and oftentimes, you know, the woman who's 46, you know, congratulations to her, but you know, still dating at this age, you know, no. Hey man, once again, life is about options. So, of course, she'll be a little bit happier and things of this nature as of right now because she did a little bit of work, you know, to better her situation. But a lot of women are you know, used to dealing with such low level men that, you know, they'd rather just stick it out. You know, especially at this age, when you're in your mid 40s, you know, that's something that's, you know, is it worth it? Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody. You know, which is why as men, you must cherish the time that you have alone and master your skills and your gifts that the Most High has given you and craft those. So.
Really. It's hard. Imagine this. If you're somewhere and you can't see the future ahead of you, it's hard to see it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you this. If I tell you to look down, can you see the next first step in front of you? Mm-hmm. Can you see the next step you're about to take?
Yeah.
You can see the next step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Stop worrying about, you know, the bigger picture, which is just happiness, you know, and worry about taking the small steps to make yourself, you know, to work towards the happiness. You know, look at things from a microcosmic perspective.
That's what I want you to remember, is that you might not see the day when everything's going to be happy, but you can see yourself taking one step a day.
Okay.
And if you take one step a day, one step a day, one step a day, you can get to a place where you can build your self-esteem, but you have to do the work, okay?
Okay.
Y'all both got clarity. You got some work to do. Stop calling your woman out of her name. You start working on your self-esteem, but I wish y'all the best of luck, all right?
Thank you so much.
Well, that's pretty much all we got here, man. Once again, a lot of times when it comes to these relationships, man, it's about options, you know. And if you're still young and, you know, you may not have got your shit together, but the Most High has done you a favor by giving you a good woman in your life, make sure you do right by her, bro. You know, because a lot of times, you know, as men, we have a nice young woman, but, you know, a lot of the music and a lot of the things, you know, especially if you don't come from a certain dynamic in a certain household, like a, you know, matriarch, if you don't come from a patriarchal household, then, you know, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes that most of us brothers tend to make, especially the ones who didn't have big brothers, uncles. Once again, you know, some sort of male role model in their life. You know, and relationships can be extremely detrimental, especially at such a young age. So if you are at a young age, you know, even if, you know, mid-20s, you know, mid-30s, things of this nature, you know, if the Most High sends you a good woman, brother, show the Most High that you're grateful, and by doing right by the woman. You know, and I don't want to harp on the cheating aspect and things of this nature too much, but, you know, once again, if you're a brother who, you know, tends to deal with multiple women at a time, and, you know, you get a good woman, and she's not happy with it, things of this nature, once again, you got to weigh your options. You know, it's not just to appease the woman, but you got to understand, you know, every woman that you deal with, man, is going to come with problems. So, are you able to deal with two problems at a time? Do you have enough time and resources and energy for it? You know, only you'd know. But that's all we got for here, folks. Once again, I'm your host with the most. We out. Peace.